What's going on, everybody? Product Probes back at you with another knife review, and today we're looking at the 15-in-1 little survival tool by Jabe's Cutlery. I went ahead and opened everything up right here, and we'll go one by one over all of the little items. But just want to let y'all know that we are on the path to 50,000 subs, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because once we hit 50,000, we have a huge giveaway for you. Now, let's go ahead, let's jump into it, and let's see what this thing's got. Alright guys, let me give you a close-up on it right here. So, hopefully y'all can see this in the close-up camera pretty good. And we'll start right here on the handle. It is just a plastic handle. Got a darker camo pattern on there, which, I don't really hate, that camo pattern. I know with some camo patterns it's hard to get away with because mossy oak and real tree, they come after almost any little pattern. But they seem to do pretty good on that. It is just a standard plastic handle right there. Now, let's go ahead. Let's start back here. Looks like you do have your bottle opener with a little flathead screwdriver on the end of it right there. Pretty standard. And then right here, that is not a single saw. That's going to be, if I had to guess, that's going to be a fish scaler. So you catch your fish, that's what's going to scale the fish for you. So, you catch a bass or something, and you've got to scale it. A lot of brim, if you're freshwater fishing, scrape it off right there using that. So, bam, that would be my guess on that one. Now, right here, you do just have a standard drop point blade right there, and I'll get the measurements of that in a little bit. Boom. Right here, you have some scissors. Let's come back to those scissors. Right here, you do have a double-bladed saw, which seems to do, it's okay. It's not the sharpest saw I've ever seen, but does have a saw on there. Bam. Now, let's hang tight on the scissors. Right here, you do have a can opener on it, but the punch on the actual can opener, it's actually sharper than I thought. I was going to say it's actually not too sharp, but got your little can opener right there. And, a lot of times, this one's going to be kind of dull, guys. A lot of times they will put a little blade on there to kind of help you get through it. So you might have some time using this one, but it's definitely on there. Now, these little scissors, as you can see, it's got that little spring right there. And it opens up rather nice. A lot of these will stick. And I've seen a lot of knives that don't even have that spring in there. And you got to, it's almost pointless. But right here I had this card from that other knife review. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Yeah. Once you get it going, it actually seems to do okay. And then again, one little hard thing right there. So the scissors actually are pretty good on this thing. And again, guys, I could just be rambling through it. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff on here. Now, on this back side of the knife, or the top part, you're going to have yourself a little key ring right there, which is cool that they did that. So you can put this on your key ring or hang it off of something. You could get a little mini carabiner, run that sucker through it, hook it to your bug out bag, and then that way you're set. Now, I've never actually had to use one of these before in the field, of course, but that is your needle right there. So you need to do any sewing, you do have yourself a large needle. Bam. Now right here you have a reamer, which I'm sure they might be called something else, with all different knives, but I would call that a reamer. Now, what you would use that for, if, let's just say that you were trying to make a belt or a leather belt, or you needed to punch something in like an aluminum can to make almost like the little stoves, or to make another hole in your belt, you would use that reamer to make a hole in it right there. Or sometimes they'll have a little hole in the or in the middle of this, and you can use it as a punch needle. I think in this case, as you can see, this is just going to be a simple reamer right there. Now, good thing, corkscrew, in case you're out there, come across some wine for some weird reason, want to get drunk, bam, you've got it. But I think the best thing on here is going to be this Phillips head screwdriver right here, because you can actually get it like this. And even if you needed it as a lethal defense, or maybe even a non-lethal, bam, you've got that right there. It's a good grip to it, but you can also get better torque if you were trying to unscrew a screw or even screw one in. You know, you don't have to sit here and do it with your fingers. You can go ahead and get a good grip on it, and you're able to turn with that Phillips head right there. So, bam. But that's what it looks like closed, guys. I know that I just ran through all of that, but what I do want to go do is at least go see how sharp this blade is on it, and then we'll also run over the measurements, and we'll get the weight on it as well. All right, let's check out the knife on this thing and just see how sharp it is. It does feel like it probably needs to be sharpened, but let's check it out right here on the straight down cut. Whoo, that doesn't look good right there. This thing definitely needs to be sharp, but just to try it, let's go ahead and let's try it at an angle. Seems to catch a little better, but as you can see, I can't even run the full length of the blade. So you're definitely going to want to sharpen this blade up. Definitely going to want to sharpen this thing up for sure. Now, I know that this is a 15-in-1, and they just had to really skirt by on a few things, but you're definitely going to want to sharpen this thing up. Now, it is pretty light to be so loaded, or at least it feels that way. So let's go ahead, let's go get the weight and measurements of this knife. You know, it's actually not too bad. You know, one thing that I don't like, you know, it comes with this sheath right here. But again, it is just that little, look at this. I mean, it will stick, but it would be a lot better if it had the snap on it. But they do give you an option. It does have the little belt loop right there on it. So I tell you what, let's go ahead, let's go see what this thing looks like on the hip. Alright guys, let's check this thing out on the hip right here. So, as you can see in the close-up camera, just fits right there. Simple Velcro little sheath on it, pouch. The concealed side of it is actually not too bad. I wish that it did have a snap, because look at this right here. See? I mean, I can make it catch, but you're going to have to really push down to get that to hold, which, I mean, you know, is not a deal breaker. I mean, honestly, even if this was just a flop on it, it wouldn't be too bad. But guys, right there on the hip, the weight seems to be pretty fine. Pull it out, do what you got to do, resheath it, just make sure that Velcro's snapped, and you're good to go. Well, there you have it, guys. Just a quick review, or semi-quick review on this Jabe's Cutlery little camo 15-in-1 survival tool. You know, for the price, you could probably maybe spend a little bit more money and get you something a little bit better, but it does have some cool stuff on here. You're going to want to sharpen that knife up. I do like the fact that it has that fish scaler on there and the needle with the reamer, but, you know, of course, having that Phillips head right there that just comes out, I think that might be my favorite thing on this knife. Camo pattern's not too bad. The weight on it's not too bad. You know, maybe get rid of that corkscrew, add you something else to it instead of that. The scissors was actually another good thing on this that seemed to be really sharp. And the flathead screwdriver is the first thing that you're going to be able to pull out probably right there. So again, bam, unscrew, screw, do what you got to do as far as that goes. But again, guys, this is just a quick review on the 15-in-1 camo knife by Jabe's Cutlery. Hope the review helped, guys. I'll try to find this thing online if I can. I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you made it this far, and I'll see y'all in the next one.